there is always hope. And there are patients whom you think may do poorly and actually do very well. And there are some patients whom I have seen that I did not think would survive, and yet they have.
The most important thing and the most difficult thing at the same time for caring for cancer patients is the limit of time we have to try to explain what's going on, to teach everything that we can teach to make people comfortable and start them on their journey to recovery and living well.
Meeting with the patients and helping them understand that after this diagnosis, they're still gonna live and they still have lots and lots of life to live. And it's not just about getting through the diagnosis and getting through the treatment. It's about living well and living through the treatment.
In 2005, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I went through the standard chemotherapy, radiation, once I'd gone through a double mastectomy, and that took up most of that year. Then I thought I was on my road to recovery, but little did I know, in 2008 I was re-diagnosed and had bone metastases in my ribs. So that started another new journey with cancer and radiation and different drugs and medicines to keep it at bay. Well, my friend Jen Taylor and I were having many discussions about healthcare and breast cancer and being a patient and her being a nurse, and that combination spurred a lot of those discussions. And I was telling her one day that I don't want to just get well, I want to live well. From that point on, she just took the bull by the horns and was able to, create this foundation.
The Living Well Foundation is an organization that Joanna Francis and I started in 2011 to provide financial assistance to families living with a diagnosis of breast cancer. Our goal for the foundation is always that we can reach out to as many people as possible. Of course, we'd like to give financial assistance to as many as we can, but we'd also like to just foster this desire that the community in general come together and offer support in any way that they can. And if we're all doing just a little bit, that's going to make a big difference in this area.
Probably the biggest challenge would be trying to balance my family and finances, because I did not work a lot of the time I was in chemotherapy, but I have children ages 23 to 6, so just balancing the family and being out of town, because I received my treatment at Moffitt in Tampa. I traveled a lot, and they had to kind of rally around and make do.
Me being the stronger person that I am, going down to being weak, that I couldn't get up out of bed, and I couldn't, the chemo had me down, that I couldn't do a lot of things that I was used to doing. Going to school was one of them. I had to take off for the last 2 semesters, so that has been a real challenge for me. Not being able to prepare a meal for my kids, for my family, that has been another challenge for me, and not being able to go places that I used to be able to go, not having the energy to do that.
Families can apply for just about anything that is a non-medical expense. So that could vary: rent, tuition for children to go to school, mental health counseling, pet therapy, anything that they would need to help them through their treatment.
I found out about the program through the social work at the Cancer Society Center.
When I meet with the patients, they've already gotten their breast cancer diagnosis, and a lot of times it's when they're actually in surgery or right before surgery. And so they're really overwhelmed, and I'm bringing a lot of information. But when I hand them the Joanna Francis brochure, a lot of them are just like, wow, that's something I really needed, because they've really been thinking about, how am I gonna pay for medical bills? But the moms are more worried about how they're going to pay for the light bill, and how they're going to keep their son in soccer and keep their daughter in dance.
It wasn't hard to apply. I applied, matter of fact, online, sent in my application, and I got a response within, I would definitely say less than 30 days I got a response.
The monetary assistance that I received from the Living Well Foundation was a gift card for gas for our travels to Moffitt. gift card from Publix so that we could buy groceries when we needed them, because I didn't cook a lot. And for our cell phone bills, so that we could communicate with our children when we were on the road and away from them.
They have really been there for me. I can't say that my bills are now current because of the foundation, opposed to being 3 months behind on a few of them. So I thank them for that.
Personally, I do have a patient that got benefits from Joanna Francis Living Will Foundations. And that does help them. That helped them pay the bills, that helped them pay the gas money, food, important things. I can give a chemotherapy, but I can't provide the nutrition and help the gas money.
Well, with the foundation, I can say that they really brought me back to motherhood. I feel like I'm a 100% mother now. I can do a lot of things that I wasn't able to do, and I feel like I'm a 100% mother now.
In healthcare, what I've learned is that we're going to take care of things on the clinical side. Sure, we're going to make sure you get the right medicine at the right time in the right order, but nobody tells you how to keep going. Who's going to take your daughter to dance? Who's going to take her to that movie? And the foundation just automatically becomes a support system, not just with the funds, but with the people that you meet and with the families, how they're able to connect.
Would I say I'm on my way to living well again? Absolutely. Every day is a gift, and I appreciate it.